to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Steve Lukather's Transition. So Steve Lukather, if you don't know, is best known for being the lead guitarist of the melodic rock band or AOR band Toto, who in the 70s and 80s were quite prominent, having hits such as Africa and Rosanna, especially from their very famous Toto 4 album, which I have on vinyl, and I've been enjoying quite a bit recently. It's the only Toto album, and no, I'm not a major Toto fan. Do you want to get some more of the stuff? There's a really decently priced box set on Amazon, about like 6 of their albums for only about like a tenner. Should get that anyway. So I thought I'd check it out, because, you know, I've been enjoying that album. And before the album was released, I listened to 2 of the songs, which were released early via SoundCloud, and they definitely surprised me. But for good or bad? Well, let's go into detail. The album starts with one of the first 2 songs ahead, which is Judgment Day. And this coming in at 7 minutes, it definitely intrigued me. It starts with a lovely little melody on the guitar before his vocals come in, and the guy can sing. You say he's been working on his voice a bit, but yeah, he really can sing. I didn't realise he could sing so well, in fact. It did surprise me. The song then starts to build until it climaxes in a massively catchy chorus. I mean, it's just so good. I was expecting it to be decent, you know, Steve Lukather, but it really blew my expectations out of the water with its stellar chorus, lovely guitar, especially the solo. I mean, he's a wonderful guitarist, and the only way really to describe this is a truly beautiful, even epic. It really puts a twist on that classic melodic rock formula, and it just feels a bit new and refreshing, and I really love it. Yeah. Then Creep Motel. This has quite a bit of a bluesy vibe to it. In the lead guitar, though, it's no blues song. It's definitely sort of 80s style melodic rock, like you'd expect from Lukather, but it definitely does have a bluesy vibe to it. And again, you know, it has a big chorus to it, and it has a fairly simplistic nature, well, I think. He's, you know, not trying to put instrument over instrument and dub every note. Instead, it just has a bit of a more back-to-basic feel to it, and again, it's something quite refreshing. I do find a lot of modern rock can have, maybe, you know, too many parts trying to layer so much, but sometimes back to basics can be, you know, really effective. And really, it's just him, his guitar and some drums. And yes, there are other parts to it, bits of keyboard and synth, but it does feel a bit stripped back to me. Anyhow, it's another fantastic song, and again, the solo really stands out. Then Once Again. This is a ballad and starts with some piano and the odd note of lead guitar sprinkled sparingly over the top. And then Steve's voice comes in. It really is particularly strong here, especially in the chorus. The lyrics seem to have a real punch and meaning behind them, and you can tell that he really means every word he is singing, and that he's pouring his heart into this song as it swells to its chorus. Again, I used the word again, but it really is how to describe it. It really is just a beautiful song. Though, as wonderful as it is, the next song, it does sort of blow it away. This is Right the Wrong. This is the best song on the album, I'll just say. From the keyboard intro to the almost haunting piano and muted guitar riff to when the vocals come and soar over the song, especially as the song builds and instruments sound, it swells to the point of bursting, as well as the phenomenal chorus. It really is just a stunning piece of melodic rock. It's one of the best songs from the genre I have heard for a long time, to be honest. The song is as addicting as heroin, but without the consequences. Awful phrase there, but oh well. I lift my hat off to, you know, Lukather for this spine-tingling, excellent piece of music. I mean, he deserves a lot of praise for it. As I said, it's the best song on the album, and it's probably one of the best of Lukather's lengthy career. To me, it ranks up there with, you know, the classic Toto songs and stuff, and, you know, I know some of the older Toto singles as well. And it really does. I think it's a absolutely stunning song. But then the title track, Transition. Now, I mean, it starts with a great guitar solo, but this song, it definitely has a unique feel to it than the others. He has a strange synth to it, and he's definitely very keyboard heavy, with a lot of solos being keyboard based, but I mean the guitar solo is pretty epic. The song also changes halfway through as the acoustic guitar is introduced and you can hear strings soar over the top. And I should probably mention that it's pretty much an instrumental until about the 4-minute mark when some vocals do come in. And weirdly, this is the point where the song starts to deteriorate. I feel that weirdly the vocals, if anything, detract from the song. I mean, there's no chorus or anything in this song. It's just there's this one verse and it feels a bit out of place. And then the song, it stops and starts again, which is something that can work, but I find a lot of the time it doesn't, and it really doesn't here. And then after it stopped, I'm afraid not much happens. I mean, there's a bit of a reprise of a bit earlier on, but nothing particularly happens. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, no, it's not a bad song. It's a decent, good instrumental, but it has a lot of potential. Let's say that. Definitely have potential. It's just not executed as well as other songs, and isn't the same stellar quality as other songs. It's unfortunate, but definitely doesn't detract from really, too much from the album as a whole. Then Last Man Standing, this returns the album to its superb form. It's another wonderfully, it's got another wonderfully great hook, and it's probably the catchiest hook in the entire album. And again, one of the best songs on the album, with, I praise it again, but another great guitar solo, which even though it's quite a simplistic guitar solo, it fits the song incredibly well. It's just one of those really effective but quite basic solos. Wonderful. Do I Stand Alone? This song carries on the general theme of extremely strong songwriting. It's another example of how melodic rock should be done, but it feels a bit different to the other songs on the album. Yet it still has that sound that makes it recognisable as Lukather. I mean, I think it's a bit of a skill to make, every song sound like they belong together, but yet have their own voices. And he really manages to capture this on this album, especially with this song and its big chorus. Rest of the World, this has a bit of an old school R&B vibe to it. I mean, what the hell happened to that genre? I mean, it's changed massively from like the 80s or older, with people like B.B. King, who, would be counted as R&B, quite a few of his things, but, mainly he's called blues, but he did do quite a bit of, R&B, but that genre is just so died. But anyway, this is how you do R&B. It has a really cool vibe to it, with a gospel choir type thing at points. I mean, it just has so much variety in one song, from its lead guitars to bluesy segments, and the smorgasbord of guitar techniques he uses, that with the R&B style chorus you really get a really solid song. And the last song on the album is Smile, and this is a cover of an old song using a Charlie Chaplin soundtrack. It's been covered by a multitude of people, from Nat King Cole to Michael Jackson, and of course Jeff Beck famously doing an instrumental version of it. And I can't say I didn't know the original, I really only know the Jeff Beck version. But this was certainly a nice instrumental. I mean, it's nothing mind-blowing, but it was a pleasant way to end the album. I think maybe should have ended the album with a bit more of a bang. I think Rest of the World would have ended it better, to be honest, but oh well. In conclusion, I think this really is a fantastically strong album by Steve Lukather, and I'd imagine one of his best, though I honestly can't compare, certainly out of his solo work. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It did have points like Transition and Smile, which were a bit off, but in general it was an exceptionally strong album, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's one of the best albums I've heard so far this year, and I'd recommend it to any Toto or melodic rock fan. So this has been the Album Man. Thank you for watching, comment, rate, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll.